Rod, are you there?
Yes, I am. Are
Yeah.
you there?
Yes, you have a question or comment.
Yeah, I do. I have a couple quick questions. Recently, I understood about the new administration proposing gun control and talk in the news about states possibly seceding if they are try to force implementation of gun control. Which states are those, if you guys have knowledge about that? And do you think that those that want to stand patriotic to the Constitution would end up gravitating towards those states that would secede from having gun control implemented?
Well, I think the sovereign state movement that we've just seen develop in the last 6 months, which looks like it might be passed by some 46 states, including, of all places, California, which is staggering. I think that there are things that people understand when they don't understand other things. And I think they understand the 10th Amendment and freedom, at least legislatures in the states, legislators in the states do. And this is one of the most powerful movements I've ever seen, inasmuch as if they all approve, then they're all going to say to federal government, you are not going to continue to be able to regulate or regulate out of existence weapons. And I saw a tape today of a woman who was in one of these restaurants when a massacre took place. And the bottom line, and it's in my next issue as a link under the U.S. section, and I put a lot of links in it because there's a lot of things that are written that are very good, and just because I didn't write them doesn't mean I shouldn't tell everybody else about them, which I do. Anyway, this woman said, I blame you legislators, not the madman who was shooting everybody, who incidentally killed my mother and father. I blame you because I couldn't take my gun into the restaurant in Texas because there was a law saying I couldn't take the gun in, and I had to leave it in the car. And if I had that gun with me, I could have stopped that man from killing many people. And you're to blame. You are the evil ones.
And in fact,
great tape.
We actually have that link actually on our website under other videos, and you'll actually hear this woman telling the story, and it's very, very touching, very, very powerful. As she speaks, very, very succinctly to the fact that it is the gun control that that allows these things. After all, every one of our schoolhouses in America is a shooting zone for anybody who wants to go in there because they passed federal legislation that the teachers can't be armed, nobody can have a weapon, and so you can go in there and kill as many people as you want to. It's madness. When we have people armed, we have far less in the way of violence than we have when the population is unarmed. And of course, if you think that any of the laws they're passing are going to disarm the criminals, you're sadly mistaken. They'll always get their weapons. Anything else before we let you go, Rod?
Yeah, well, just no question. With the increase in unemployment, I know that I've got a couple of acquaintances that have recently lost their houses, and they're now living in motorhomes. What do you think about the idea of more people maybe gravitating towards motorhomes that can't afford to stay in their current housing situations because of decreased wages, decreased hours, and unemployment?
Well, there's them and mobile homes, and then the next step, I guess, is probably trying to find a room in some subsidized housing someplace. And after that, it's under the next bridge.
There you go.
We haven't seen anything yet. I mean, we have 10 cities already. But what you're going to see 2 to 3 years from now is millions of people without homes, without a place to be, with nothing. And there's no question that there will be demonstrations and violence within society. I mean, what else would you expect?
And I think that's exactly what they want. They want to create a state of lawlessness and chaos in this country. That's exactly what they plan. Hey, thanks so much for calling, Rod.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Matt, who's calling from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And again, our number, 1-888-24-LIBERTY or 464-8295. Hi, Matt. How you doing?
How you doing? Pretty good.
Okay, you have a question for our guest?
Yeah, my question is, Bob, do you think the government will introduce a bird-like pandemic instead of having a war?
Possible. Not as probable as the war. The war is estranged. A lot of money is made in the war. That doesn't come with epidemics. I mean, they got to build tanks and weapons and supply food and all of those other things. And these people just become richer and richer and richer and more powerful. So in a epidemic worldwide is possible. But it's not at the top of the agenda. The war is.
Okay, anything else, Matt?
No, I just, here on the news in Minneapolis, they said that when a pandemic hits, it's going to kill a quarter of the population here, and it's not if, it's when it happens.
Well, I think all you need to do is read Revelation 6:8, and of course maybe that's what they're talking about. But we know from the scriptures that the rider of the pale horse is going to bring a destruction to a quarter of the population of the world, through the sword and through famine, and through pestilence and the beasts of this world. Where it's exciting to see prophecy being fulfilled before our eyes. So I hope you have a good personal relationship with our Lord, Matt.
Okay.
God bless. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. That was Matt calling from Minneapolis. And, of course, our guest is Bob Chapman from the International Forecaster. One more time, Bob, how can people get your material?
Well, they can go to our site, and that address is theinternationalforecaster.com. The International, FORECASTER.com.